So question 5. A ball is thrown vertically upward with speed of 16 meters per second from a point 80 meters above the ground. So remember the first step when we're doing mechanics question, we always sketch a diagram. So let's say this is the ground. So this is 0 meters. So from a point, so the ball is thrown from a point which is 80 meters. So the ball is thrown from this point here. So this is 80 meters. So let's do the motion of a ball. So we're going to throw it up, then it's going to land on the floor. So remember when we're reaching the highest point here, the velocity is going to be equals to 0. And our starting velocity is 16. So at this point here, so our u is equals to 16. So what's the question asks us to do? Find the speed with which the ball strikes the ground. So we want to find out the speed at here when it just reaches the floor. So step 2, remember, we always do a SWAT. So SUVAT. So what's the displacement when it's on floor? So remember, so we're starting at this point. So this is 0. So our displacement is here. So remember this height is 80 and we are actually going backwards. So this is 0. So this is positive and this is negative. So displacement is actually minus 80 because we are below 0. Our initial, which is 16, initial velocity is 16. And the final velocity is what we want to find. And then acceleration, we are find the speed, which acceleration, so we're not given any information. Acceleration, so remember, this is a vertical upward problem. So we need to remember about gravity. So remember, gravity is equals to 9.8. But remember that gravity is positive direction is this way, but we're throwing the ball upward. So remember this way for gravity is 9.8, but we're throwing the ball up. So we're going to have minus 9.8, and we don't know what's the time is given. So we have SUVA, and we don't have T. So just look back to our 5 formulas, which we brought as that. So no T, we're going to use V squared equals 2AS plus U squared. So we're going to use V squared equals 2AS plus AS plus U squared. So let's substitute our values. So V squared is what we want to find. What's our final velocity when we reach here? So we have 2. So our acceleration is minus 9.8, and our displacement is minus 80 plus U squared, which is 16 squared. We get V squared is equals to 2 times minus 9.8 times minus 80 plus 16 squared, which we get 1,824. Then we're just going to square root the answer to give us V. So we get V equals 42.7 to 3 SF meters per second. So when it strikes the floor, it's at 42.7. And part B, Find the total time the ball is more than 85 meters above the ground. So we look at a question like this before. So this is 80, so let's say 85 is here. So this is 85. So we need to find this time here and this time here, so we can find out how long it was above the ground. So again, for part B, we do our SWAT. So S-U-V-A-T. So we need to find the two times. So our displacement, so it's 85. So our S is going to be 5. Then we look at our U. U is our initial, which is again 16. Final velocity, we don't know. The acceleration again is going to be minus 9.8. And time, this is what we want to find out. So again, look back at the 5 formulas. So which one are we going to use when we have no value for V? It's going to be no value for V. It's going to be equation number 4. S equals ut plus half at squared. So it's really important we wrote our 5 formulas at the start of the test, so we can keep referring back to our equations. So our S is 5, U is 16t plus half times minus 9.8 times t squared. Then we're just going to solve our equations. So we have 5 equals 16t, so minus 4.9t squared. So make it look like a quadratic equation, so minus 4. Let's do it, move to the other side. So we have 4.9t squared minus 16t plus 5 equals 0. So we can use our quadratic formula to help us to find out the values for t. So b is minus 16, so minus 16 is 16. Plus minus 16 squared minus 4 times 4.9 times 5, all divided by 2 times 4.9. So we need to type this into our calculator. So we get t equals 2.915 r 0.350. So at this point, so just look at our diagram. So this point is going to be 0.350, and this point is going to be 2.915. So to find out the ball is above, so we're going to how long is above. So we're just going to take the two values. So 2.915 take with 9.35. So it's above the 85 meters for 2.565 seconds. Okay, let's continue reading the question.